How's it going, people? Jack here and welcome back to Chill Zone, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Chill Zone. So today we are going to be checking out something mega cringe. On this channel, I think that we've covered everything from cultural dissonance, political dissonance, scientific just outright misinformation, and now, finally, we are going to be tapping into one thing that I used to hold very dear: religious dissonance. Mega churches are to me the quintessential description of I have never read the Bible behavior. They are overly over the top, that's redundant, spend a lot of their resources on wasteful travesties, which they, by the way, get from the churchgoers and everybody working for the ministry, and it's just gross. Don't understand me. When I'm covering a video like the one that we are going to be checking out today, it's not because I want to bash religion at all. I used to be very religious and I know the amount of comfort and the amount of good that it can provide. And so being an atheist for me does not mean that I'm just automatically going to be going against anybody who believes in a higher power. It's just that I'm no longer in a position of believing in the Single-D. That being said, I do believe that I myself and Christians alike are going to be agreeing on the fact that megachurches are extremely cringe. Which is why today we are checking out YouTuber ChadChad, who's going to be telling us that very thing. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Mega church or mega cringe or mega mind.
What the
Growing up, my
tippy
family
toes?
always went to church. We went to tiny Baptist churches that had more Werther's candies than people. Sometimes we went to bigger churches that had Starbucks in the lobby. And one time we even went to a church that was inside an old subway building. I don't know how the
this I've
subway went
heard
out of
of.
business. All you need to feed thousands of people is like 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. All that to say.
Okay, hold on. First and foremost, hitting them with that Matthew 14. And also, I recently learned that it's an actual thing. Like, there's a hell of a lot of churches that were just sprung out of old Pizza Huts. Like, the roofs are a dead giveaway. I had a friend who is living close to a Salvation Army store, like a family store, who sent me a picture and was like, this is now a church. It's like, I'm sorry that I'm laughing at this, but this is extremely funny to me.
All that to say, I'm pretty familiar with the many variations of churches. But the one
Right.
kind I haven't been to is a mega church. But Chad, what is a mega church? You know what a mega church is already. I know, but tell us anyway. A church qualifies as a mega church if it brings in a congregation of 2,000 people or more every week, which might not sound like a lot because we're so used to seeing huge
2K.
numbers on the internet, like how Mr. Beast has 400 million subscribers.
Holy shit, that's a lot. But 2,000 people, that's like a Jehovah's Witness congregation. Well, when they have to fill up a stadium.
Blasphemy? Just saying Jehovah.
Well, to put things a little bit more into perspective, as a previous Jehovah's Witness, yes, I've been around. I'm pretty certain that if I start looking around there, I'm going to be finding the Book of Mormon.
Few moments.
Yep. Here it is. This man was busy trying to find some semblance of truth. But as a former GW, we used to have meetings in like huge stadiums. Like we have here in Denmark, there's the Brøndby Stadium, which once housed like, I want to say 27,000 people. So imagine a stadium like that and take like a tenth of that. That's how much they need to gather in. That's wild.
Beast video, we know that an
Wow.
11-year-old girl crying and pleading for her place in a competition to win $250,000 would look like this.
You are a kind person.
Your time here is over.
I kind of developed a curiosity for mega churches about a year ago when I found this clip.
Sky is cracked, and Jesus Christ comes again, and every eye.
This pastor was
Bro, who do you think you are? Fucking Chris Brown flying off the stage. Live your life.
This pastor was apparently trying to drive home the point that Jesus will be coming again. Lucky guy. Man, I wish that was me. Which makes me wonder how many times he tried to tell this to the congregation before he resorted to this.
He will return, and it will be when you least expect it.
Okay, yeah, whatever, we get it.
No, you don't get it. If you don't listen to me, I'm gonna turn pink.
Don't you mean red? Like with anger?
No, I mean I'm going to turn into famed singer-songwriter Pink.
All pink. Wow.
But I started seeing a lot of videos similar to this one from an account called Pastors with Props that post some of the craziest over-the-top
Holy
sermons
shit.
that you ever did see.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. Hold on, I need to close the window out there. I'm sorry. Why did Doc lose the DeLorean to a pastor? Why? What's the scene behind that? What's the purpose? Jesus needs to show you the way. We need to go back. We need to go back to family and traditional values. Brings up a DeLorean.
You might be thinking, why would you possibly need 3 expensive-ass cars on stage in order to intro your sermon? And there's a very simple answer for that. You don't. You don't have to do that. It's fine if you don't do that. Actually, there was a pretty good reason for this. He wanted to be Marty McFly. Guys, he has to go back in time and stop the crucifixion. So he doesn't have to come into work anymore.
But according to the manga, it's supposed to be canon. It's supposed to happen.
Some of these pastors seem to have realized that they can have whatever they want on stage as long as they find some kind of way to relate it to their sermon.
God, I thought you was doing something. How do I get out of? I'm your anchor.
Oh, brother.
Did you really need to spend probably tens of thousands of dollars on an ocean set with rain machines and an entire real boat just to say that
Good
God is your
Lord.
anchor? That's one of the least groundbreaking messages in the gospel. Or water breaking, because the anchor goes through. I don't know if they get to personally keep the items they use on stage and if this is some kind of way to get things they...
It's definitely a tax write-off. Wait, oh no. What am I saying? They don't pay taxes on the mega churches, nor do the pastors with the lavish villas have to pay property tax on the fucking mansions. It's insane.
What the fuck? Is this allowed? What the fuck? Is that allowed?
they already wanted while getting to write it off as a church expense. But it's kind of really hard to think it's not.
We're all going on a journey, walking through life. It comes to who Jesus is. What direction are you headed?
I don't know, but I know what direction you're heading.
Nowhere.
None. You're not going anywhere. There is no way, allegedly, that he didn't just see the TikTok trend of people buying these under-desk treadmills and wanted one for himself, and then use this sermon as an excuse to buy it for the church.
John 14 verse 6, right? I hope that I'm getting my verses right here. Oh, it's another 14th chapter. But John 14 verse 6, I'm pretty certain, when Jesus said that I am the way, the truth, and the life. Bruv, just read treadmill.
He's literally standing on a massive stage by himself. He could have just done this.
Yes, pace around, back and forth like everybody else
You know,
does.
sometimes it feels like we're just walking through life. And then other times we're not getting enough steps in, so we need a compact treadmill for our home office. He literally walks to
wanted to
the
burn his
treadmill
calories.
to demonstrate walking. And you know what? He didn't even need to do that. We know what walking looks like. It's not like we were struggling to picture what he was talking about. You know, the other day I was thinking while I was on the toilet.
No.
This is what that looks like, by the way. And I started thinking, you know, we're all just kind of farting our way through life. And this is what it would look like if this video was sponsored. This video is sponsored by Rocket Money. A few months ago, I realized I was paying for 2 separate subscriptions to the same one streaming service. If you want to check them out, just click the link in the description or go to rocketmoney.com/ChadChad to get started for free. And if you want, unlock even more features with Rocket Money Premium. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video. For some reason, vehicles seem to be the most common things for these pastors to incorporate. I don't know why. It couldn't be because those are some of the most expensive things you could incorporate into a sermon. It couldn't be that. It couldn't be that reason. Obviously, we have Marty McFly, we have the boat, but we also have a full stage of motorcycles.
Oh my god, could you imagine a mega church in Europe? Oh, in Denmark. Oh my god, they would die. We have a vehicle registration tax that can be more than 150%. So getting in the business of trying to exploit people's faith might be very lucrative in a Scandinavian country. But there's that one difference that a vast majority of us are pretty secular. Like we don't really care.
Which might seem like a flashy, pointless expense, but they're actually part of the choir. You should hear them sing. They've got crazy pipes. And then we have this.
Man, that was amazing.
No.
Woohoo!
I did double loops. I did not expect a double loop.
Leave. Leave. You see this in the church? Leave. Take your children, take your siblings, your mom, and your grandma especially, who's been forcing you to go to church since you were 10. Make them leave.
I mean, I guess this is fine as long as he's got some kind of way to tie it back into the message and it's not something obvious and dumb like life is full of ups and downs.
You know what? Life is full of ups and downs.
Never mind. When I was going through these videos, this roller coaster just kept showing up.
You know, I broke my foot yesterday.
Oh my God, bro. He went around twice. Why does he need to go around twice? It's so awkward. This was longer than actual roller coaster rides. That went on for so long that by the time he got off, his name was Ed Old. I do like the theme song for this event, just being people singing the word of the thing on stage. Under this treadmill, under this treadmill, I'm a rock star, we just rock star. Here's the roller coaster again at a different church.
Oh, God.
Except this time they have a curtain of sparks. Jesus loves a curtain of sparks. And
Again, it is so anti-Bible. Like, the whole idea was for you to show humility. And this is not it. You're not rock stars. Even the apostles who were like rendered as saints, as in revered as divine creatures by churches later on in history, opposed this kind of treatment. Like, come on.
here it is again at a different church.
Come on, somebody make some noise. Come on, everybody, give it up for Jesus today.
This prop is even crazier to me
Give it
because
up for
there's barely
Jesus.
an attempt to hide the fact that this has nothing to do with preaching. This is just a way for them to make a grand entrance like they're headliners at a concert. He does give this line to try and tie it back in though.
It's amazing to have a creative God who has creative stuff going on, and when the world is in chaos and they're all flipping upside down, we're just having a good time.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Please be seated. You know, it's great to have a creative God who makes creative things.
Stuff.
Like roller coasters. And next week, he's gonna create me a porch. My favorite part though is when the
Oh, dear God. Can I please get a life-size B127 or Badass Drawn for Christmas? Please. That would have been the childhood me or adult me. Transformers 1 is just a good movie.
the crowd doesn't cheer enough for their extravagant entrance and he calls them out for it.
What? Come on, you can do better than that.
We know that a lot of you in the crowd today can't afford to take your families to Disney World, so we decided to spend thousands of dollars recreating one on stage to right in front of your impoverished faces. Now clap.
Yeah.
Clap louder. I tried to look into the
Good.
church that had this roller coaster, but it turns out this is one big church group conglomerate with a bunch of locations in 3 different states. So I assume they're shipping this one roller coaster around, which I'm sure is easy to do since it's so tiny and small and skinny and light. I also tried to find out how much it would cost to make this thing and found this ride manufacturing company saying that a small roller coaster can cost up to $50,000. What the fuck do you mean? I don't really care if it got more than one use by being shipped to their other churches. There was no need for it to exist in the first place. $50,000 could have helped everyone in your congregation that couldn't afford rent that month. Or a car. You could have bought a whole car for a family in your community that needed one. I don't care if you get more than one use out of something that's useless. Hey man, when you're done with the giant broken and also empty gumball machine, can I borrow it? Ah man, I would, but I actually loaned it to Paul. What? I'm sorry. Why?
Like, let's be serious for a little bit. There are so many cases where there are actual churches which used to serve the wonderful purpose of being third places where people will meet, helping community and all that, which is one of the aspects that I still very much respect about religion, right? The dedication to help communities, like that's literally the thing that made me stay a Christian for that long, until I realized that you can also do that without, you know, the good book. But there are so many cases of churches like that being bought by mega churches instead and turned into this nonsense. It is wild. This should not be allowed.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna be done with it for a while. But Paul, I need it to... Well, too bad, because I'm using it for...
bitch.
All right, that's it.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Come on,
Guys, please
Come on,
don't.
bring it. Oh, when I catch you,
Don't run in place at each other, guys. I wish I could say we were done talking about megachurches bringing vehicles on stage, but we're not even close to that. I haven't even talked about this yet.
James River Church 2023's Men's Conference. Listen, there are so few verses in the Bible that talks about men's affirmation of gender, okay? These are the very people who are going to be hating on trans folks, but would attend a scene like this to affirm that they are men. Men who believe in God and want to do the right thing.
I will vanquish all evil in my Father's name. Amen.
For that reason, Pastor, I need a tank. This is so fucking cringe. Holy shit. With guns!
Is this some kind of monster truck thing? Assembly? No. This is a men's church event. Church. This is church. This is the annual Stronger Men's Conference hosted by James River Church, which has 16,000 regular attendees. This is the craziest thing I've seen in my life. Why are there trucks? Why is there so much fire? Why are there flames?
What? What is Chief doing here? The man who has spent his entire life fighting against intergalactic, what is presumably churches? Let me guess, they just saw the new covenant and were like, order it up, dude. Order it up, dude. How do you explain this? How do you explain this to anybody? So Chief, care to explain to me what you're doing in this megachurch? Sir. Thou sayest the Lord. I can't with this shit.
Was that Master Chief? Is that fucking Master Chief? The conference has a fantastic lineup of world-class speakers and a stronger warrior competition, which as far as I can tell is similar to like American Ninja Warrior, because you're not a good Christian unless you can scale up a fiberglass wall with your bare hands. Jesus said so. According to their website, their world-class speakers include superstar athletes like Harrison Butker. You know that guy who spoke at a college and told the women graduating that day that they should probably just have babies instead? You know the—
Oh no. The guy who's, by the way, I kind of feel bad for him. I know, controversial statement here. His mom's a physicist. That's my field. Can you imagine being a football player and constantly being criticized by the person who can calculate the angle with which you should be throwing? Editing Jack here. It turns out that his mother is actually a medical physicist. So perhaps instead she can explain how much CTE causes a person to make such statements. But this nut job really stood on stage and was like, ladies, your purpose is to make babies.
probably just have babies instead. You know, the guy who definitely shouldn't speak in front of thousands of people, he probably shouldn't speak at all, ever. Also, according to their website, if you just scroll down here, you can actually register today. Register today. I mean, register today. 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 They have monster truck rallies, MMA fighting, Master Chief. I still don't know what that's doing here, but I'm sure this alone was thousands of dollars. They've got bull riding, and finally, they've got throwing football on stage. This conference is like what you would get if you handed millions of dollars to a bunch of 12-year-old boys. Essentially, they have 2 days of grossly exorbitant entertainment, throw a couple sermons in there somewhere, charge people $200 a pop, and then abracadabra, you've made $2 million of tax-free money.
And that's what it took for you to find God. Listen, if all of this hullabaloo, if all of this distraction was the requirement for you to achieve the light, to get, I would say enlightened, but the enlightenment actually kind of sort of was against all this, then you weren't searching for the Lord to begin with.
I should leave. But maybe I'm being a little unfair. I mean, the whole point of this is to become better fathers, sons, friends, and husbands. And you can't put a price on that. Babe, I know you want me to be a better husband by like taking out the trash sometimes, or maybe talking to our kids. But the only way for me to do that is to go to church and become a better man by watching a monster truck crush other smaller trucks. I saw this comment on the tank clip and it says, what if I told you thousands of salvations come from these conferences? It's great people share these clips, but what about the clips of all the men worshiping God together? Strange that you never see the best part shared. Instead, out of context snippets cut down to support a childish claim. And I think that's funny because the account that posted this clip didn't have a caption. There was no claim. It was just a clip of the conference. Hey, you can't show this clip of me picking a wedgie out of my ass in Walmart. This implies that I would pick a wedgie out of my ass in Walmart. I'm sure there is some amount of worship happening at these conferences. I would hope so, since that's supposed to be its entire point. But I think if it took being lured in by monster trucks and fire and sparks and MMA fighting and motocross competitions and tanks for you to find God, then you probably didn't want to find him that bad. Dear God, please. I can't focus. I need some white noise. Dear God, please help me find peace.
You gotta simulate the one environment in which you actually would be praying for God, you know, on a battlefield when you're about to die.
I know all of this might seem like an excuse for guys to get out of the house for a weekend and watch sports, but the church does also have one for women. Except this one is boring. It looks like all they have is singing and speaking, and they're even holding Bibles here. That's weird. What's that about? I was gonna ask why.
What about a female
CrossFit
CrossFit conference
to find God too, but then I remembered how hard it is for husbands to find anything, and God's probably harder to find than a bottle of mustard behind the orange juice. So I've got to cut them some slack. Oh, also the women's conference is $230 per person instead of the $200 they charge.
It's more but worse? Come on. This officially destroys the argument, the conversation that used to be had. Church is literally rigged against women. That's
per
all.
person at the Stronger Men's Conference, which I think is good, actually, because at least some taxes are being paid here, even if it's just the pink tax. The pastor of this church has also used his sermons to try and get people to vote against laws he doesn't like.
And if you live in the city of Springfield, we're asking you on April 7th to vote yes to the repeal of the Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity Bill.
And
See, I was just saying the whole them being against trans folks unironically, but there's always one. There's always somebody who's going to go against gay or trans people, or just people who are just a little bit different, under the purview of like, but that's not natural, that's not what the Bible wants us to do. Like, I've attended a black church before, okay? Many times, actually. And while these have not been mega churches, I can tell you one thing. A choir director, the choir director, is definitely gay.
His reasoning for this was homosexuality is a sin according to the Bible, and Christians should vote for repeal. But that's not what he was saying when his church hired a male stripper to perform at the Stronger Men's Conference.
And they did that to Tron music. I recognize that. That's literally music from Tron. Plus, dude was just there doing the human flag and calisthenics, like, oh no.
I don't really see how male pole dancing will strengthen these husbands and fathers. I think the only strengthening happening here is probably in the pastor's pants. Anyway, moving on to a different megachurch.
Oh my god. No, that's Justin Timberlake. But you could be confused.
Just kidding, it's a Justin Timberlake concert. Gotcha, bitch. Sorry, you're not a bitch. Just kidding, yes you are. But the fact that you almost can't tell a difference between a church service and a famous celebrity's concert, I think is a very bad sign. I feel like this is all in an attempt to get more people to come into church. I'm sure there's a lot less people physically going into church every Sunday nowadays, and this is how some of them are trying to adapt. They think they need to make things louder and flashier. They think they need to have Master Chief. I still don't know why that was there, but to me personally, this has very much the opposite effect. This doesn't do anything except boast how much wealth some of these churches have, to the point that they're able to toss it into these pointless theatrics instead of actually helping people.
And vanity is supposed to be a bad thing, right?
The way their religion teaches they should. And I don't know exactly what Jesus would do, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be this. Hello.
Wow.
It's me,
John Bible.
the Lord. And I want you to follow me. I am Halo reaching for you so that I can give you my love.
Yes, sir.
Which is Halo Infinite. All I want is to be there, Halo for you. And you never have to be afraid because I will fight your Halo wars. Together we will be unstoppable because I am the Master Chief of the universe.
Thank you, John Halo.
This is my second video in a row that ends with the Halo theme song. I'm gonna call it there, guys. Thank you for subscribing, and if you are still here, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you clicking on my video out of all the videos that are on here, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
No. Scrap that sound. Scrap that soundtrack right now. Sir, we need to hear the Halo theme song. Oh, some people are going to be finding this video and being like, you're taking the name of the Lord in vain. What are they doing? Like, remember that Joshua was the guy who, besides kind of like cursing a fig tree for no reason, lost his shit at people who were selling stuff in front of the church and on the inside. How do you think he will feel like if he were to be watching monster trucks going in there?
Get ready to receive some Holy Spirit. What?
But JC, we need the monster trucks. Have you not seen the gas prices? Anyways, folks, thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, please do make sure to go and subscribe to the ChadChad channel for more hilarious content like this. And of course, if you like this reaction, don't forget to hit the like and or subscribe button. We should also have a wonderful day. See you guys in the next one. Bye.